Hello, this is Priya Liu, and you're watching The Shift, where we talk about everything around sustainability. Now, Coca-Cola, a name we all know, the Coca-Cola company has been around the world for close to 140 years and has in its stable over 200 brands. Of course, with that also comes a lot of packaging. How do you go about addressing this challenge plus other sustainability concerns? I'm here with Khairul Anwar Abdul Gahani, Public Affairs, Communications and Sustainability Director, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Bottling Investments Groups, the Coca-Cola company, to find out a bit more. So it's a very long title, right?
Yes.
So tell me, I know that Coca-Cola has this whole vision of world without waste, right? So can you give us an overview of what that is and how you are, as a bottler, are meeting these goals?
All right. Thanks, Frida, and thanks for having me today. So there are three main pillars under world without waste. One is design, where we want to use up to 50% of our recycled materials, of 50% of recycled materials in our packaging.
Okay.
Right. Secondly is collect, where we are collecting every single bottles and cans from the market by 2030, meaning 100% collection. And thirdly, we need to partner with different NGOs or government bodies to educate, the consumers on collection and the good recycling behaviors. And as a bottler, because where I am, we definitely, champion these goals. We are looking into, innovations to use more recycled content or use less, try to reduce our virgin material in our packaging. We partner with recyclers to collect more from the market. And of course, we partner with different NGOs, in Malaysia and Singapore, to ensure that we can educate consumers and the public on good recycling behaviors.
Right, and this is very interesting. I'm very excited. This is something that's just come out, right?
Yes, correct, yeah.
So tell me about this bottle.
All right. So as you can see here, this is the three bottles. It looks the same, like ordinary Coke, but it is made out of 100% recycled PET.
Okay.
Except for the cap and the label. Okay. All right. So if you see, there's no difference.
Right.
At the glance, it's no difference. And this is what we want to embark. We want to use. This is where it's only for currently it's on Coke 500 ml.
Right.
And with more collections, and hopefully when the supply is more stabilized, we hope we can expand more of this packaging, recycled material packaging in our portfolios.
Okay, so this is rPET, right? That you're saying, right? So what are the challenges you are now, before we go into what rPET is, right? What are the challenges you are facing to meet these goals? Here, in this part, maybe you can, since you do Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, what are you seeing?
All right. In general, we don't collect a lot.
Okay.
All right. Even if we collect a lot, we don't segregate our waste.
Okay.
I think it's very crucial that because this packaging it's a raw material.
Right.
And there's a once it's virgin material and once it's recycled material. You can ask anyone outside there. The virgin material is more expensive than recycled material.
Okay.
Any businesses would then go, virgin is cheaper than recycled material. And you ask any businesses, they will go for cheaper.
Yes.
Right? All that.
Yes.
And it's a shift. Yes, we are making cautious decisions to use more recycled content, but essentially we have to make it economically viable for everyone.
Right.
So that's why it's important that we need to make sure that we have a steady supply of raw material, hence rPET, by having the right collection process in place and of course the volume, the raw material in place. I think this is where the big challenge is. Yeah.
Okay, when you say we, you're talking about the Malaysian public. We are not segregating.
In general, many places don't.
Yes.
Yeah, I can share with you a story of my son. Right, when so my son is like an aspiring environmentalist. He likes to collect. And he put bottles, cans, in different bins. And when he throws that to our bins in the shared waste area in our condo, then he saw that it's all the plastic bag being put in the same dump truck. And of course, he feels upset because he puts a lot of effort to segregate.
Yes.
And then it's being put again in the same bin. So that's why we took the effort to go to like Ikano every month. So but how many
people would do that?
Right? So and the ecosystem has to work.
Okay.
for everyone. Yeah.
So that will be the challenge that you're trying to do this, but it's a case of supply. It's all these other things that happen behind the scenes, right? So now you talk about the packaging. So that's your first area that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you talk about rPET, right? And is Coca-Cola making any intervention for the collection, though?
Yes, that's a very good point. So we are not in a waste management business.
Right.
So to be very, very clear. But we recognize that we need to play, because we know that we produce a lot of packaging. We know that we need to play a huge role in to address packaging leakages in the environment. In Malaysia and also in Singapore, we've been partnering with recyclers,
Right.
To collect this packaging from the market. Of course, we intervention comes with some costs, so we help to subsidize the collection so that the recyclers out there can collect more, and they incentivize to collect more, and we have this feedstock of packaging materials that can be reused as rPET resin in future.
Okay.
So yes, we are not, in terms of rPET, we don't. We definitely, as I mentioned to you, we want to go bigger. But before we go there, we need to ramp up our collection. And yes, we intervene through partnering with recyclers and all that. Yeah.
Okay. We discussed that education is key to truly change how we look at post-consumer packaging waste. So can you share some of the programs done by Coca-Cola?
All right. So we partner with Waste Management Association of Malaysia, together with 𝐻𝐸𝐚 Environment, where we go, we have programs on waste segregation at schools in Negeri Sembilan, Johor and Melaka. I mean, it's a fun way.
Yeah.
I mean, they segregate their waste, they make content on how to make recycling cool at schools.
Right.
So those are small steps that we believe can change the behavior.
Primary school.
Secondary schools.
Okay.
Yeah, secondary school. So I think that's one of the ways for us to educate our consumers. Secondly, recently, actually, we partner again with 𝐻𝐸𝐚 Environment. We also, we believe that recycling needs to start at home. And at our home in Aztec, Bandar Aztec, we built drive-through collection centers for the community to put in their waste based on different plastics, cans, and organic waste. So they can also, have much the convenience, right? So they can put in different bins, and they know that these bins or these waste will be collected according to the right collectors, not as I mentioned earlier, put in the same altogether. So those are small steps that we do, and we believe that our friendly competitors also doing the same. I think it's important that we have to have this kind of awareness to get people used to segregating their waste. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this post-consumer packaging should not be seen as waste. It has value.
Right.
All right. And when we segregate it at the right, process, like less contamination and all that, it helps to increase the value and helps for recyclers to use it and recycle back as a rPET resin.
Right. We want to get to that point where recycle is cheaper than virgin.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah.
So it's a case of, if we're able to do this part here, then that becomes more affordable.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. In 2021, the Ministry of Environment and Water launched the Malaysia Plastic Sustainability Roadmap, and 2021 to 2030, which governs plastic production, consumption, recycling, and waste management in a holistic manner. So the roadmap demonstrates the initiative of the ministry to shift the plastic economy to a circular one and offer new ways to mitigate emerging risks to allow the plastics industry to innovate. So what are you guys doing to support this?
No, we definitely laud the government's initiative to launch the sustainability roadmap. We believe it's important that we have government's intervention and policies in support of especially circular economy. Right. We need that kind of intervention by the government. In fact, we have been in conversation with government even before that, even previously under 𝐻𝐸𝐚 ministry, and then after that with Nik Nazmi as well. We talk about importance of circularity and importance to help to incentivize or to enable businesses to make that shift towards more sustainable packaging.
Right.
I think it's very important so that, again, we don't see this as a competition issue.
Right.
And we want everyone to move towards that direction. I mean, all of us, we go to beaches, we go for holidays.
Yes.
It's heartbreaking to see,
Yes.
our beautiful, pristine beaches are, dirty with bottles and cans. That's not the right way to go. Yeah.
Right. And I guess when you look at the circular economy right now, you're seeing where there are bottlenecks.
Yeah, bottlenecks.
Pardon the pun. And then where we can actually sort of clarify this, right? You're also part of the Malaysian Recycling Alliance, or MARIA, right?
Yeah.
What does it endeavor to do collectively?
Yes, this is a group of industry players, mostly fierce competitors in the market.
Right.
But when it comes to sustainability,
Right.
we are in this together. So firstly, we have different types of packaging. We have, like for Coke, we have two, but we have different types of packaging.
Yeah.
What we aspire to have, I think one is, firstly, we have to advocate for extended, voluntary extended producer responsibility,
Right.
or where businesses can collect more of this packaging from the material.
Right.
That's one, in a scale way, right? At the moment, you see that everyone is doing bits and pieces. Coke is doing one thing.
Yes.
Company Y, company Z is doing different
Yes.
things. How can we collectively do this together?
Right.
At the more, it's economics of
The
scale.
scale,
Economics of
exactly.
scale. The more players there are in the market, then the cheaper it can be,
Yeah.
and the more we can collect from the market.
Right.
And essentially, we can, with that kind of intervention, as similar to government's roadmap, if we can empower more recyclers,
Right.
to grow their business, and they have, for them, they need the feedstock.
Yes.
They need the material. So
Yes.
once they have enough feedstock, then they can sell it at a better rate to businesses like ours.
Right.
For them to sell. So yeah, it's for us to scale those efforts, collectively as industry.
Okay. Beyond packaging, right? What else is a Coca-Cola bottlers, or Coca-Cola, the company, do in its sustainability agenda? And maybe you can explain what's the difference between Coca-Cola company and Coca-Cola bottlers while you're answering that.
Okay, let me give a very non-PR answer, so to make it easy for the audience to understand. Companies sell the concentrate.
Okay.
Bottlers produce
Okay.
I'm giving a very non-PR answer lah,
All right.
but easy for all
Yes,
to understand, right? So yeah, so that's in a nutshell how we work, and different markets have different ownership of bottlers.
Right.
So coming back to sustainability, we have different goals across our value chain. We produce beverages, and definitely water is very important for us.
Right.
We have this water replenishment target, 100% replenishment target. So every drop of water, we need to find or work in a project that to return back the water to the community.
Okay.
In Malaysia specifically, we partner with Raleigh Malaysia or Raleigh International in Sabah, where we help to provide water access to villages in Sabah.
Right.
Remember, after the earthquake in Kinabalu,
Yes.
their water access was disrupted, and we helped to provide those access to them. We also work with FREEM in terms of water access in Johor as well. So we have different projects across the country. As a business, we are aggressively moving towards using more RE, renewable energy in our plant. So if you don't say take helicopter, but if you see from a drone,
Right.
all of our plant all covered with solar panels.
Okay.
All right, and as we have different projects, constant projects around the plant, we should have more covered, and it should be up to 30% of our usage. Still a lot of room to use. We are exploring different ways to use more RE in our packaging. In our production.
Right.
In coming back to packaging as well, it's not just rPET. We have this thing called light weighting and right weighting, meaning like light and right.
Okay.
Like what would be the optimum weight for packaging that we can use, so that it still have the durability, and we use lesser of virgin material.
Okay.
All right. So again, is to ensure that we limit, or we try to reduce the usage of virgin material, as much as
as
possible.
much as possible. Because the other thing is also, until I guess new technology, new innovation, there's also safety of the
Exactly.
products. The packaging, the products has to be safe for consumption at
Exactly.
the end of the day. So it's all these other factors.
Yeah. At
So-
the end of the day, we will not compromise the food safety,
Right.
for our consumers. That's one. And last but not least, with all sustainability, it comes back to the bigger topic, which is carbon emission. All right. We have this target that we are reducing 25% of our carbon emission based on 2015 baseline.
Okay.
So meaning that as you grow our business, this is 2015,
Right.
you have to go lower by 25%.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's challenging. You need any business, they have aggressive growth target,
Right.
but our emission has to go lower. Hence, packaging, energy saving, logistics, all of that, sugar reduction,
Right.
all that needs to go hand in hand so that we can so we can meet our carbon emission target by 2030. Yeah.
Right. So all the other factors that haven't even gone to, and I guess working with communities as well,
Exactly.
where you are located and all that. So this is available 500 ml bottle. So it looks exactly the same, but it's made of 100% recycled material.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it looks the same as normal virgin PET.
Okay.
In fact, if we don't change the label, people
Right.
wouldn't
know a difference.
But we want to educate the consumers that the bottles that you throw has its value.
Right.
It's not waste.
Right.
So by putting in the right bins, segregating your waste, it helps to give a second life to this kind of bottle.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think thanks for having me, and I wish that for Malaysians and Singaporeans out there, I mean, everyone out there, segregate your waste. Don't look at bottles or cans or any type of packaging as waste. It has its value. I mean, like PET can be made as another bottles.
Right.
And just a lot of other stuff that can be made. So, let us work together in this so that we can have a world without waste for our future.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Khairul from the Coca-Cola Bottles Company. Of course, you've been watching The Shift.